Okay, good evening, everyone. So, in last class, which topic we have seen buckets, right? So, I practiced the buckets. Yes or no? Okay. So, in today's session, we are going to speak elastic load balancer. Let's other join. We'll start it. Oh, you'll be getting the bucket issue. I think so, right? What is the issue you are getting exactly? That is the bucket issue. Change the bucket name and try to create one more time. Will come. Like you can create a cluster on whatever region you want. But remember, whenever you want to create on region, you need to give on AWS configure and that both need to be on same place. Have you changed that one? That is the issue then. Okay. So today's concept is going to be very, very interesting. So, like, have you ever heard about elastic load balancer previously? No? Okay. So we can start now, I think so. Okay. So what is the concept for today? Elastic load balancer, one of the most important topic in the AWS. Okay. Already we've seen load balancer on Kubernetes, if you remember. Have you seen load balancer on Kubernetes? Same concept. First of all, elastic load balancer main purpose is to distribute the traffic. For example, let's take Paytm application. Which application? So this Paytm application is having the capacity of maximum 1 lakh user per day. How many users? But whenever new movie got released, number of users are going to increase or not, sir? Let's take B, like example as we are 30 people or 20 people here. Are we going to use Paytm daily? Max when we use like maximum whenever new movie got released, or like when we want to book flight tickets or any other tickets, we will book it, right? So exactly at that time what happened is here it is a Paytm application. So this maximum capacity of this server is to handle 1 lakh requests per day. How many? So at that time what happened, when the new movie got released, this 1 lakh become 5 lakh users per day. How many users? So automatically load is increasing or not, sir? So this server capacity is 1 lakh. But what is the limit I got? So your server automatically going to crash down or not, sir? So this is exactly what happened when the server load is going to increase. First of all, what is the meaning of load? Means request. For example, if I type here Paytm movies, it is what we can call as request. What we can call as request. So that we can call as load actually. Load of a server means the number of requests you are going to get for a server is called as load. Fine then. So if you go and see here, elastic load balancer distribute the web traffic to available servers. It will distribute the incoming traffic across group of server. Already we discussed in real time, your application is going to deploy on single server or multiple servers. Multiple server is nothing but multiple servers are nothing but clustered. Why we use cluster? No. Why we use clusters are already we discussed a lot of times or not, sir? 3-4 times I said about this point. But again, you forgot. What is a cluster? Group of servers. Why we need to use cluster? For high availability. For which purpose? Guys, this question you will get on internet. This is the fourth time I think so. I'm telling, right? Why you are forgetting every time? If you forget here, I'm here to correct you. Definitely, I can tell not one or two times. I'll tell 10 times if you want. That's what I'm sure. Okay, I'm here to teach you the subject only, right? But if you do the same mistakes in interview, who's gonna correct you at the time? You got my point? You do mistakes here. Okay, I'm here to correct all of your mistakes. But if you do the same mistakes in interview, you won't get the second chance. So try to avoid the mistakes as much as possible. Clear? Fine. So it will distribute the incoming traffic across group of server. For example, how many users you are seeing here? 6. And how many servers you are seeing? 4. No, no, 3 only. These servers. It is not server, it is a load balancer. How many servers you are seeing? Sir, for example, if all of these 6 users came to single server, automatically the server is going to get huge load or not, sir? For that purpose, what I'll do, I'll distribute 2 users for server number 1, 2 users for server number 2, 2 users for. Now, each of the server will get some request. That means load is not going to handle by single server. Load is handling by multiple servers. When multiple servers is handling the load, is it a good thing or not, sir? Why? Because no server is going to crash down. In the first scenario, if all of the load is going to access by only one server, what will happen? It is having a chance to crash down. Right? The server is having a chance to. But if not like that, if I distribute load equally for all the servers, the server will not going to be crashed. Correct or not, sir? Like that. Fine, then next year. Sir, here I am going to distribute the traffic. Traffic, how I am going to distribute, sir? How I am going to distribute? So you can see there. By using the load balancer, right? So if you go and see now here, by using the elastic load balancer, here I am distributing the traffic. Okay. So first of all, ELB stand for elastic load balancer. What we can call as the main purpose of elastic load balancer is to distribute the traffic. What is the meaning of traffic? Request for a server. Already I shown you, right? Traffic means if you type something here, if you get response, that is what we can call as traffic. Incoming request, outgoing response. Together we can call it as traffic. So coming to the load balancers are basically load balancers are classified into 4 types. Here they are like you are seeing only 3, but recently AWS got one more load balancer called gateway. Totally how many type of load balancers we gonna have? 4. What is the first one there? Application load balancer. Second one, network load balancer. Third one, classic load balancer. Application load balancer protocol is HTTP and HTTPS. Application load balancer is HTTP and HTTPS. The protocol, network load balancer protocol is TCP and UDP will be there. And classic load balancer protocols are HTTP, HTTP and TCP. Simply, initially AWS launched only classic load balancer that support all protocols, HTTP, HTTPS, TCP. Later on, they launched the application load balancer separately. That is only going to support HTTP and HTTPS. Then later they launched the network load balancer that supports TCP. Simply, classic load balancer is the previous generation of application load balancer plus network load balancer, sir. Classic load balancer is the previous generation of application load balancer plus network load balancer. So the first thing you are going to do is write application load balancer protocols HTTP and HTTPS. Write these note points. Application load balancer support HTTP and HTTPS. I'll tell you only few points, right? Only those few points. Network load balancer will prefer which type of protocol, sir? And classic? And the classic load balancer is a combination of that is previous generation. Sir, now if you want to work on load balancer, you need to understand a concept called OSI model. Have you ever heard about OSA model? I think in your BTech graduation, there will be a subject called computer networks. Anyone from CSE here? So that might be you know about this one. Computer networks, right? In computer networks, the very first chapter is going to be OSA model. The very, very first chapter. What is the meaning of OSA model? First of all, what is the full form of OSA model? OSA full model. No, no, no. Just try to think. No, no, no. You are telling about ANSI. ANSI code you are telling. ASCII, ASCII. Open System Interconnection. OSA model. What it is? So in open system interconnection, that is OSA full form. Okay. OSA means open system. That means how the system is going to be internally connecting actually. This is going to define. So here, this is what we can call a 7-layer model. Which model? You can call it as OSA model. At the same time, you can call as 7-layer model. So in these 7 layers, you have the application load balancer, you have the network load balancer, you have the classic. All these 3 load balancers are going to work on based upon OSA model only. Which model? Right. Give me a second. So application load balancer works on which model of OSA, sir? 7th layer. Which layer? Which support HTTP and HTTPS protocol. Network load balancer? Third. Let's understand this one. First of all, in the 7 layers, the layer number 1 is going to be application layer, physical, session, transport, data, network, and physical. Okay. So this will be the 7 layers, basically. Sorry. Application, presentation, session, transport, network, data, physical. These are the 7 layers. But you need to start from bottom actually. Bottom is the layer number 1, not top one. Basically, a lot of people will confuse here only. You need to select the bottom, sir. What is the layer number 1? Physical. Layer number 2, data. Third one, fourth one, transport. Fifth one, session. Sixth one, and finally, application. So here, if you see application load balancer is going to work on which layer of OSA model? 7th layer. It is going to support HTTP and HTTP base. Network load balancer will support on 3rd layer of OSA model. 3rd layer means which layer here? Network, TCP, UDP protocols. Okay, like that. Let me clear this one. And finally, classic load balancer is the combination of both application plus network. That means it is going to work on 7th and 3rd layer of OSI model. Is it clear now? Fine. Of course, nobody is going to ask this on interview, but I'm telling for your knowledge only. No one this asked interview. But here I'm going to tell you an architecture which is gonna very, very important for you. If you understand this architecture, you can easily work on real time. Guys, remember it is very, very important. So try to focus. I'll draw a diagram for you. All of you know 3D architecture? We discussed in starting demos, day 2 of demo. Tell me 3D architecture. First of all, you will be having web server, not application. First of all, you need to have web server. Second one, you are going to have app server. So already you know these servers you need to have 2. Why? Because to maintain the high availability. So 2 in real time you will create 2 web servers and you're gonna create 2 application servers and you're gonna create 2 database servers. Correct or not, sir? So now see, first of all, if I have a user, exactly how it is going to work means see. I'll be having users. Let's take user 1, user 2, 3. So 4, 5, 6 users I'm having. How many? So now what exactly happen is here whenever a user try to access the application, first of all, he'll be going to where, sir? Web server. It's not app server. Okay. So see, it is my web server. Okay. And next it is my database server. How many servers I have? Web, app, and database. This is a 3-tier architecture. Already we discussed in the demos. So now if we go and see, whenever a user try to access any application, first of all, the request will go to web server only. Which server? Any user. Okay. Web server, what is the main purpose of web server? To show the application, sir. What is the main purpose? To show the application, right? So if you want me to show it lively, for example, let's take it is my Paytm application. So just type Paytm movies or like just type Paytm, anything is fine. The moment if I go and hit enter, automatically what just happening here, I'm going to see the application, right? That means whenever I'm seeing the application, it is my which server, web or app. That means request will directly go to the web server, right? But before going to the web server, first of all, request will be going to a place called load balancer. Which one? This is what we can call as internet load balancer, sir. Which load balancer it is? What exactly the meaning of internet load balancer? I'll tell you. Which load balancer it is? So the main purpose of internet load balancer, whenever a user try to send any kind of request, this request will first approach to which one? Internet load balancer. And from internet load balancer, it will be going to the web server. So here I'm using two colors. How many colors? Two colors. First color is red, which is by user number 1. Okay. Now second color is going to be the. Give me a second. So now whenever user 2 try to access the application, first of all, it is going to internet load balancer. Now it is going to server number 2. Already server number 1 is having one request or not, sir? It will go to server number 2. Now again, when third user try to access the application, first of all, the request will go to where? Internet load balancer. And again, it is going to first or second server? Second server, right? Like this. Again, now fourth user is trying to access the application. Which user? Request will go into first of all internet. Now again it is going to second server. Which server? And again fifth user. Now tell me, fifth user request is going to first of all where, sir? Internet load balancer. Which one? From internet load balance to again which server? First or second? First. Already last request go to server number 1. And again finally, I have one more thing called user number 6. Sir, user number 6. First request will be sending to where, sir? Internet. From internet to request will go to application server, sorry, web server number. Like this, what happened, First of all, before reaching the request from user to server, there will be a load balancer called internet load balancer. Which load balancer? This internet load balancer main purpose is to take the request from the user and send it to the server. Where it is going to send, sir? Server. So write this point. Internet load balancer will take the request from the user and send to the web server. Internet load balancer will take the request from the user and send it to the web server. Which server? Web server. Is the point number 1 clear for all of you? Fine. So now web server will receive the request. And what is the main purpose of web server, sir? To show the application. Right? So now if we go and see, like, let me apply some color for it. This is to show the application. Now if we go and see, currently I'm on web server, right? Am I able to see the application or not, sir? But before the request come to server, first of all, the request is processing by where, sir? Load balancer. Which kind of load balancer? Internet load balancer. Which one? Internet. It's not internal. Internet, okay? So internet load balancer will take the request from the user, send it to web server. Now, what is the main purpose of web server? To show the application. But sir, now all of the 6 users came to the web server. Now, if they want to book the tickets, they need to go to app server or not, sir? So now currently I am going to app server. So am I able to book the tickets here? Tell me. If I select this one, am I able to book the tickets or not, sir? That means currently I'm on which server? App server. Now, how the request is going from web server to app server means again I'll be having one more load balancer. That is what we can call as internal load balancer. Which load balancer? First load balancer is going to be internet. Internet will take the request and give to the web server. But if I want to send the request to application server, I need to have a load balancer called internal load balancer. So type here internal. Which load balancer it is? So now again, all of these requests, the first server request will come to the internal load balancer and it will go to the application server directly. Where it is going for? Application server. And again, now second request. Wait. Second request will come. From which server? First server or second server? Second server. And again, it is going to apply to second server. Correct or not, sir? Like that. Again, the third request is going to come from first web server. And it is approaching the internal load balancer. And again, it is going for first one. Correct or not, sir? Like this. Again, now this time, fourth server, like fourth request will come. Which will come? From server number 2. That is web server, okay? Again, it is going to the second app server. Correct or not, sir? Again, fifth request will come from where? Fifth request is going to come from first web server. Again, it is going for first app server. Sixth request, it will come from 2. It is going for app server 2. Correct or not, sir? Now, like all of these requests will come from web server to app server with the help of internal load balancer. Which load balancer? Now, what is the main purpose of internal load balancer? It is to distribute the traffic to application server. Internet load balancer will distribute the traffic to web server. But internal load balancer will distribute the traffic to app server. What is the main purpose of using app server in real time? To use the app. To see the application, web server. But to use the application, you need to use app server. Correct or not, guys? Like this. So is the concept clear for all of you till now? I'll ask you 2 questions. What is web server? To show the application. Request will come to web server via internet load balancer. Next, after second server is app server. What is the purpose of using app server? Use the application. And app server is going to get the request from via load balancer called internal load balancer. Clear now? So, online, what about you? Can you please confirm is the concept for all of you clear till now? Can you please confirm once? Is it clear or not? If you are having any doubt, you can ask. Fine. So now lastly, what is the one more load balancer you are having? Sorry, database server you are having. For this purpose, which load balancer we are using? Internal done, internet done, external. Tell me, what load balancer we are going to use for database? The person who said the right answer, I'll try to give one gift for you definitely. But limited time, 30 seconds. Huh? Correct. What's your name? Mahesh. Mahesh, definitely I'll give one gift for you. That's for damn sure. Okay. So now if we go and see, sir, for database, we don't use any load balancer, sir. Why? Because see, users will access web and app server, but can we give database permission for user? For database, we don't access any kind of load balancers. Is the point clear for all of you? So which server will not have any kind of load balancer? Now tell me, web server is having which load balancer? Internet app server? Fine. So now here exactly, if you go and see the architecture, here I have drawn the same architecture. Are you seeing this one? First of all, here you are having external load, sorry, internet load balancer. Which one? Internet load balancer will receive the traffic from the internet, from the, and it is going to distribute to which server? Web server. After that, again, traffic will come to which server? Sorry, which load balancer? Internal. From internal load balancer, again, the traffic is going to distribute or not, sir? So like this, in real time, whatever you heard here, you have seen here, in real time also you will be using the same way. And the working is also going to be same, sir. But here, the only thing you need to understand is two major points you need to understand. Let's take this load balancer. For example, internet or internal, anything is fine. Here, are you using listener rule? Listener rule means, for example, let's say, my application is running on port number 8080. So I need to give listener rule 8080. Listener rule means you need to configure here where your application is running. Where your application is running. For example, if I am using Apache, what is the port number for Apache? 80. But if I use Tomcat, port number? For web server, listener rule will be 80, sir. But for app server, listener rule will be 8080. Already we discussed about Apache and Tomcat, right? Web server means Apache. Port number 80 only. If it is Tomcat, I need to give 80. So first of all, whenever a user send a request, what happen, request will be getting to load balancer. And this load balancer will be attached to the servers directly. But before attaching to the server, here I need to configure the listener rule. That means for load balancer, I need to tell load balancer, in my server, application is running on port number 80. So if this request come to port number 80, then only send the request to the server. Otherwise, don't send it. Is the point clear for you? So like this, what we can configure is we can configure the listener rules. The listener rule means simply what we can call as configuring of your port number where your application is running. I'll show it lively. Okay, don't worry. And here you can see target. What is the meaning of target? Single server is called as target, and target group means group of servers. Single server is what we can call as, if the servers is more than one, we can call it as. So now what I'm going to do is, for example, let's take one load balanced example and I'll try to show you how it is exactly going to work. Let's take this web server and I'll deploy one Netflix application here. What I'll deploy here? Or our custom application also. You know how to create our custom application by using index.html, right? Yeah. So now exactly what I'm going to do is, here I'll create two servers. Two servers are going to be in different availability zones. Same region, but availability zones are different. Let's take here. My server number 1 it is. And I'm going to use Netflix 1. Netflix server number 1. So here I'm taking Amazon Linux here. T2 micro is fine. So JRB job ready batch, existing group, all. Guys, whatever I'm showing is now live example, live real-time example. Okay, so please focus here. Availability zone, I'm going to take it as US East 1A for example. Let's take. First server I created. Okay, I'll create second server also, but this one US East 1B, where I'm going to create on. In real time also, whenever you create two servers, first one will be one region, second one will be another region. Two servers we will never create on same region. I mean like same availability zone, not same region. It is my Netflix server 2, for example. Okay. 1B, I'm creating this one. Where I'm creating this one? Security group, I'm giving all traffic, launch instance. Sir, already we have the script to deploy Netflix application or not, sir? You have the direct script now. If you create both on same availability zone, it won't work. Work means like in real time, we don't work like that, okay? I'll tell you one thing. For example, see Swapnil, I have server on US East 1A and same server I have US East 1A. Both is on same availability zone. For example, in US East 1A, we have earthquake. Data center got completely distracted. What will happen, sir? Everything will go on, right? For that purpose, what we will do, I'll create one server on US East 1A, one on US East 1B. If we, in US East 1A, if I got earthquake, if the data center is completely distracted or destroyed, we have our data on US East 1B or not, sir? Okay, in real time, the main reason for creating servers on different availability zone is one got deleted or destroyed due to natural calamities. Can we expect natural calamities? We have the backup of other region. I hope it is clear for you, Swapnil. No? Yeah, fine. So now here you're gonna connect to these servers. Netflix number one. Mobax term. Let's go to all setups. I'm having Netflix script, right? So what exactly you are going to do is now try to install Netflix application on both servers. Just run the script, okay, in both servers. So go for multi-execution mode. Put sudo -i. And here vam netflix.sh. Okay. Now go here, run the script sh netflix.sh. Is Netflix application running on both of your servers? Hmm. So now what exactly I'm going to do, you know? I will give the IP address of only server number one. Just see. Let's take any of the server. That can be server number one or server number two. Let's take IP address of server number two. I'm going to hit this URL. Sir, is it coming Netflix application for server number two? And again, if you go for server number one also, in server number one, you will be seeing the same Netflix application. Where in server number one. Are you seeing same application here? But what exactly happened, you know, for the users, I am giving the server IP address of one only. So now what exactly you are going to do is type this IP address all of you on your mobiles. And even like online for you also, I'm giving this IP address on your mobile. Just hit enter online. So now see exactly what will happen. Only one server is going to get heavy load now. Second server won't get heavy load. Let me give the text here. It's IP address. Just a public IP address. Now if you see only one server is getting load or not, sir? Just you also type the public IP address 44.202.221.226. Are you seeing the live logs there? Exactly, load is coming to which server? Server number 1 or server number 2? 1. Why? Because all of the users are accessing the application from only one server, right? So when we have multiple servers, users are accessing the application from only one server. That means this server is going to have a chance of crashing. Why? Because you are expecting huge load or not, sir? If you want me to show lively the load percentage also, what I'll do? So I'll stop this one here. Just see how to see the load. Give the command hstop. All of you know hstop, right? Install hstop -y. But again, you need to access the IP address one more time. Copy paste the IP address one more time. I'll show you the live logs one more time. Hit the server now. Sir, currently server number, this server is having heavy load, sir. See, this server is having the load of 1.3 percentage and RAM is 115 percentage. But here only 98 percentage. Correct or not, sir? If you want me to see, what is the memory here using? 113 or 112. But here how much, sir? 97. That means which server is having highest load here? And even if you can see here, number of tasks here is only 45. But here how many number of tasks here? 50. Are you seeing or not, sir? So like in this way, what exactly happening is exactly my server number 1 is getting heavy load, but server number 2 is not getting load. Are you seeing it practically? Why the server number 2 is not getting the load and why only server number 1 is getting the load means because here I give the public IP address of server number 1 only for users. Now what they are using, they are accessing the application from only one server. Second server is empty or not, sir? Server is there, but are users using the application from the server? No. For that purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the traffic between both of the servers equally. What I'm going to do? I'm going to distribute the traffic for both of the servers. How to distribute the traffic for both servers equally means there is a concept called load balancer. Which balancer? Now, what exactly you are going to do is for these two servers, you are going to create the load balancers in common. But before that, write hstop command, all of you. To check the load, we can use hstop command. Which command? Hstop. To check the load, which command we are going to use? Hstop. So now how to create the load balancer? Guys, remember load balancer creation will take only 2 minutes. How many minutes? But see how I'm going to create it. Click on load balancer. Create load balancer. Here I'm going to take application. Why? Because what is the protocol here? HTTP or HTTPS? How can you tell, sir? Are you seeing lock symbol? Connection is not secure. If there is lock, it is secure. If there is no lock, there is not secure. Are you seeing HTTP here? Create. So load balancer name I'm going to create as Netflix. Which load balancer? Sir, here you are having two load balancers, internet facing and internal. Which one I want to select? Internet. Why internet? Web server. Clear now? Already in this diagram, I have given detail, right? So for internet, we need to use the, sorry, for web server, we need to use the, I am selecting internet and IP address. I'm using IPv4 here. No, sorry, if I want to use IPv4 and IPv6, select the dual stack. Dual stack will give you the both IPv4 and IPv6 together. So, but I am selecting IPv4 only. Now tell me, you created the servers on default VPC or not, sir? I am selecting default VPC. No, in real time, we can create our custom VPC. There you are going to create. I'll tell you how to create custom VPC. And here in network mappings, where is your servers on US East 1A and US East? Select both of them. Security group, give all traffic. What I'm giving? Now here the main point come, listener rule. What is the main point here? Here in this diagram, I clearly said, what is the meaning of listener rule? Configuring the port number of our application. That means in your server, application is running on which port number. For that purpose, what I'll do here? Here instead of port, basically our web server port number is 80 only. But if it is app server, you need to give 80. But it is only web server, na? I'm giving only 80. Protocol is HTTP, port number is 80. Now see, target group. Target group means, first of all, what is the meaning of target? Single server. Write this point. Target means single server. Target group means group of servers. I'll tell only pinpoints, right? Only the pinpoints. Target means single server. Target group means group of servers. Is it clear now? By default, you don't see any target group. Why? Because we need to mention what is our servers in target group. So click on create target group. Here my targets are instances. Select this one. And target group name. Target group 1. Name of target group is going to be target group 1. Protocol. What is the protocol for our target group? CDP. Port number is 80. Why 80, sir? Because it is web server. The default port number is web server is 80. But if it is app server, port number will be good, correct now. So now scroll here, click on next. So these are our two servers which is running the Netflix application, right? Select both of them, click on include as pending below. Click on create target group. Is the group created now? Now go back to the previous tab, click on refresh. If you don't click refresh, it won't come. If you click on refresh, are you getting target group now? Select this one, that's it. Don't do anything. Click on create load balancer. Now your load balancer is ready. How many minutes it took? 2 minutes only, right? Can we create one more time? For your clarity, I'll show you how to create one more time. Click on, now you tell me the process. Click on create load balancer type. Application load balancer name. Here I'm giving ABCD this time. What I'm giving? So schema. Internet facing. So scheme it is, not schema. So here my servers on which availability zone? 1A and 1B. Security group here I'm giving. Of course, you can give only port number 80 also. No need to give all traffic. You can give port number 80 also. So my application is running on port number 80 and protocol is on which servers? Two servers. That means we need to create target group. How to create target group? Click on create target group. Targets are servers and target group name. I'm gonna give it as target group 2. What I'm gonna give it as? Click on next. Click on include as pending below. Click on create target group. Now automatically it will come, but I'm not creating. Why? Because I'm already having one target group. Select the old target group. After selecting, now if you scroll down, you can click on create. Now your load balancer is ready, sir. Now if you go and check, are you seeing DNS now? Based upon this DNS, your load is going to distribute equally on both of the servers. Again, both servers are having same application, but load is going to distribute equally. Currently it is on provisioning. Wait for still it is active. It will take couple of minutes to activate. Wait for active. Round robin algorithm, Sunil. Yeah. Just now I said to you previously, right? Round robin algorithm. First request for first web server, second request for second web server, third request for third web server, fourth for fourth web server. So this is what we can call as round robin algorithm. In load balancer, totally we will be having 12 algorithms. But the most famous and the user is round robin algorithm only. Hope it is clear. Is it active now? The moment if it is active, now online, basically I'm gonna give you the URL now. Just try to access the application. But I'll show you now tail-100f var log var http. Wait guys, system was stuck. HTTPD and type access log. So now see, both of the servers are idle now. Both of the servers are idle, not receiving any traffic. But online, all of you try to access the load balance now one more time. Just click on that URL, you will get in the application. If you go and see, both the servers will getting the same load now. Are you getting same load now? Equally load is coming or not, sir? First request for first web server, second request for second web server, third request for again first one, fourth request for the distributing equally or not. How it is distributing means by using the load balancer. So this is what we can call as algorithm, round robin algorithm. Which one? Round robin algorithm. What exactly I shown you? Request is going to web server 1, web server 2. That is what we can call as round robin algorithm. Which one? By default, round robin algorithm will distribute the traffic to all servers equally by one. Sequentially. Sequentially means what? One by one. Correct or not, sir? Like that. So is the concept clear for you now? And even though if you try to give the command hitstop command, both of the servers will get the same load only. With the command hitstop. I'll try to maximize this one and go and check now. What is the load for this server? 97.4. And for this, equally or not, sir? Just 1 or 2%. But again, it is equally. Previously, it was 120 for one server, 90 for one server. There is a lot of gap. But here, are we having the gap here? No. This is 97.4. This is the 98.3. And the CPU percentage, it is 0.5 percentage. It is 0.7. Very minimal or not, sir? And you can see the task. What is the number of tasks it running? Here also, almost all equal or not, sir? This is how to balance the load between two servers in real time. Whatever the concept I explained you now, the same concept you are going to see on the real time aspect, sir. Same concept you are going to see on the, is the concept clear for you know? So this is what we can call as load balancer. Which one? That's it. Is the concept clear now? Online, what about you? Can you please confirm is the concept of load balancer clear for all of you or not? Clear. Fine. Controls. So now in practice, take 3 servers. You take 3 servers and practice this. It's gonna be easy for you. Okay. So now we can go for doubts and queries in this topic. Why? Because I don't want to. Do you want to tell one more topic or is it fine for today? Why don't you ask, sir, teach some extra topics for us? No, whenever I ask you, is it enough? You're telling, ah, sir, it is enough. But why you are not asking, sir, can you teach some additional topics? Huh? Today onwards? Sure. I'll teach another topic which is not on your syllabus. It's for only you. Okay. Guys, remember, the only satisfaction that gives to me is if I teach you more subject, if you learn more subject from me, I'll be more satisfied. Okay. For that purpose, you need to respond well. Whenever I ask a question, if you respond well, I'll feel very good. If I feel very good, what will happen? I'll teach some more content. At the end of the day, you'll be beneficial, right? So like whenever I ask any question, try to be responsive. If you're responsive, if you're more interactive with me, definitely I'll deliver some good and fun with. Definitely. Why? Because you see, lot of troubleshooting we learned, right? Nobody will teach this much of troubleshooting, but I'll teach. The reason is the passion towards teaching for me is more. I don't know how much passionate you are here for learning, but I'll be more passionate than you to teach the subject. Okay. So which topic you want me to teach? You ask, I'll teach whatever you want. Choice given for only you. EKs you want? Okay, but not now. I'll teach definitely, but not now. How to manage logs? Fine. Fine. So, see, in real time, logs are going to be very important, guys. How to get the logs? Have you changed? Have you said you the port number changing of Apache? How to change the port number of Apache? Not Tomcat, Apache only. Apache Tomcat is different. Apache is different. Said, eh? No. Okay. So I'll ask on this way. Currently, take the public IP address of any server. Take any public IP address. Okay. Here, the default port number is going to be 80. Even if you give 80 or even if you don't give 80, doesn't matter. It will give the same application for you. Right? But here now my question is, if I don't want to give 80 port number, if I want to change port number from 80 to 81, how can I change? There is a file called http.conf. Which file? I'll tell one command, find command. Sir, for example, in your server, you have a file. You don't know path of the file, sir, but you have only one file. You want to find that file. Got the point? I know the file name, sir, but I don't know path where it is located. So in that case, use the command, find command. Which command? Find slash hyphen name. What is the file you are searching for? http.conf. Are you seeing the file here? It is the configuration file of HTTPD. It is the configuration file of. Now go to this file. In this file, we will change the port number of HTTPD. Okay, how to change means see here. Just scroll down here. What is the port number here? 80, na? So I'm gonna make it as 81. But I'm gonna make it as save and restart the service. Already you know, whenever you change any properties of service, we need to restart. Systemctl. Restart. After restarting, you need to check the. Is it running now? Sir, now go and access the application. Go and access the application. Will it run now? Is it running? Running or not, sir? That means what happened, sir? We did wrong? No. Then what happened? It's not secured. Eh? Okay. See now. You change the IP address of this server, but you are checking on other server. I change IP address of this server, right? But you are checking on some other server, sir. Here you are having two servers, na? I change IP address for this one, right? But you are checking on this one, it won't replicate. So now if you want to log in, if you want to get the login page, so now just type port number 81. What I'm going to type? Automatically click on now. Same application is coming or not, sir? So if you want to change the port number of Apache, so you need to go for file called http.conf file. Which file? Write this path, all of you, to change the port number. These three commands: etc, http, conf, http.conf file. Sure, Varsha, I'll definitely. But before that, let's write this one. Is it done now? Can we change the path one more time? Can I give port number 90 this time? You tell me. Where I need to go? First of all, you don't know the file. How can you find the file? Find name. httpd.conf. So go for first one. It is your file. So here port number 81 to I'm going to put as port number 90. So after you change any configuration, you are going to systemctl restart and systemctl status. Status is optional, okay? But restart is mandatory. Now go ahead and click on refresh. Is it going to work now? Yes or no? It won't work. It will be gone. What happened here? What happened, sir, here? Application not working. Why? Because here you have the port number of 81. But what is the port number here? 90. Correct or not, sir? Like this. Now I'll tell you one thing. Sir, already you have the load balancer, na? You have the DNS, na? Copy it and check. I am trying to check the URL. Previously it was working very fine. Now also working very fine. But load will go to one server or two servers now. Just go and see. Just run the tail command one more time. Control R. Tail command I am running, right? If I run the tail command, if I continuously hit the URL button, I'm going to make it side by side for your more clarity. Put this on side 1 and put this on side 2. So it is my server number 1, server number 2. Continuously keep refreshing. Which server is getting the load, sir? Only this server is getting the load, right? Is it moving from anywhere to anywhere? Why? Because for this server, we change the port number. And for this server, port number is not changed, right? That is the reason one of the server is not working. Okay. For this server only we change the port number or not, sir? So it got idle. It got what? Idle. So remember, if you change the port number of your web server, the port number also you need to change on the load balancer also. Otherwise, it is not going to reflect for you. So basically, this clarity I just want to give you. So the port number we can change for web server. Once you change the port number of web server, you need to move it to the load balancer also. Which one? That's it. So you asked about logs, right? So how to check the logs? First of all, what is the meaning of log? Log is nothing but events happen for a service. For example, if you are working with any service, whatever the events happen inside that service, we can call it as logs. What we can call, sir? For example, I have Apache service. Okay. And one more thing, every log file will be storing on var log folder. Which folder? CD var log. If you go here, there will be n number of log files here. Isn't all log files? For example, whenever you install any package, all the package information is going to store on m.log. If you go and see here, sir, have you installed Apache? Have I installed Git package? At what time I install? So and so time. And have I installed histop command? So and so time. Installed or not? That means all the packages what you install on the server is going to store on m.log file. Which file? Write this point. All the package installation logs will be stored on var log m.log. What is the name of the file? Var log m.log. Var log m.log. Is it clear for all of you now? Fine. So still what do you want to learn? Is the logs concept clear? Or like any log you want to see again? That is some separate concept which I teach tomorrow. Volumes is very big concept actually. It will take at least 45 minutes to 1 hour. I'll explain in tomorrow session for you. Why? Because if I start now, we don't have that much of time, right? So that is your concept only, which I'm going to explain in tomorrow session. Okay. For each region, you can create a cluster. Okay, you want worker node on one region, worker node two on. It's not possible. If you want to do like that, what will happen? You need to create the VPC peering. If you have the VPC peering, then it is possible. But in real time, we never ever create like that. It's not possible even though. Okay. So still any queries? We have almost 25 minutes left. Online, is the concept of load balancer clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me once? If it is clear, please type yes in the chat box. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks only now for your response. It's clear from all of your end. Fine. You are asking something? Okay. You can. That I'm gonna show on tomorrow session. Okay, we wait for tomorrow. And one more thing is basically a thing to tell. Tomorrow we don't have class actually. I have my cousin marriage tomorrow, so I'm taking leave from afternoon. Okay, morning class I'll take, but like if at from 12 I need to be there at any cost. Okay. So your next class is going to be on Saturday. It's not Sunday. Okay. And like whenever course started, November 20, right? Mm, December 20, Jan 20. Okay, it will take I think so. Jan 4th, this is okay. By Jan 25th, we can finish the course actually. Why? Because AWS will take 1 week, Terraform will take 1 week, and some other concepts will take like 3-4 days extra. So in 15 working days, we can wrap everything. How many working days? That means so till 10, we will continue the classes. Okay. So from 10 to 18, I think so we'll be having Sankranti holidays. I'm not sure like 10 to 18 or what. I don't know, but I am expecting. Okay. So by this month end, you can max expect. And one more thing is, I really want to appreciate your batch. Why? Because your batch is very speed when compared to other batch. For your previous batch, it took me 9 days to complete Jenkins, but for you, I took only 8 days. And they took almost all 6 days for Ansible, but you took only 5 days. Congratulations. Marriage is not for me. Basically, marriage is for my cousin. It's not for me. Okay. I'm already married and like I have almost all 3 kids. How can I marry one more time? So still any doubts or any queries? You can, sir. Okay. What a encouragement I'm getting from you guys, really. You can. Even I wish to do worship, but I'm having a lot of hope on my life actually. Why? Because I want to give life for a lot of people and students like you. Okay. Fine. So tomorrow is all day, like. So still any queries from your end, online or offline, or anything you want to know? Yep. It's done, right? It's done there. Like what do we call this one? Config map is done. You want me to teach secrets today or tomorrow? And next class. Sure. Why can't I'll teach you? But before that, I'll teach you one more additional concept. OS, how to update the operating system on Kubernetes. Basically, this nobody will teach you. I'll teach you. Okay. So in Kubernetes, for example, see, it's again additional concept for you. So listen. For example, let's take our cluster, sir. It's my Kubernetes cluster. This cluster is almost all having, let's consider I'm having 3 nodes. One master node and one worker node. One master node, sorry, and 2 worker nodes, right? So by default, Kubernetes, what happened, in Kubernetes master node, what is the major component? API server, etcd, scheduler, and control manager, right? Right, control manager. I'm writing CM in shortcut. Like understand the process, how it is going to work, sir. For example, if the latest version of Kubernetes is going to be 1.29, have you ever heard Kubernetes Mandala? New version name Mandala. Haven't you heard? If you follow my blogs on LinkedIn, you can see. Like I'll show you. Kubernetes version 1.29. version 1.29. We go ahead and see. Kubernetes version 1.29 is going to be named Mandala. Okay. This release is inspired by the beautiful art form that is Mandala, a symbol of the universe in its perfection. If you see the logo, you will see like how it is going to beautiful. Wait, I'll show you the logo. Go for images. It's the Mandala logo. Same, similar. Same. Okay. So basically, like I'll tell you, sir, whenever if you want to work on real time as a Kubernetes cluster administrator, see, for example, if my API version is 1.29, if my API version is 1.29, etcd scheduler and control manager need not to have same version. etcd can be 1.27, scheduler can be 1.27, or this can be 1.27. Remember, all the components in Kubernetes cluster no need to have the same version. API will have some highest version, and etcd scheduler and control manager will have n-1 version. Which version? Let's take etcd scheduler and config map, control manager will have 1.28, right? And what are the components of worker node? Kubelet, and you have kube proxy, right? So this can be 1.27 also. This can be, no need to have equal version for all the components in Kubernetes. So it can be anything. Okay, but almost all API server will have the highest version in Kubernetes entirely. Kubelet, kubeproxy, etcd scheduler will be n-1. Okay, and how to update the cluster means, first of all, you need to understand the release notes, how it is going to work. Currently, latest version is 1.29, 1.28, previous 1.27, 1.26, and previous 1.25. For example, I'm on 1.25. Directly, I cannot go to 1.29. At a time, you can update only one version. How many versions? 1.25. If I'm having the current version of 1.25, directly I cannot jump to 1.29 and 1.28. At a time, you can only jump to one version. And see, currently I'm using 1.2.5. After that, 1.2.6 come, 1.2.7 come, 1.2.8 come. Slowly, 1.2.5 is going to remove from the Kubernetes. That features won't work anymore. Is the point clear? For example, what is the WhatsApp latest application version? For example, X. X-3 is working now currently. No, here also, whenever new version comes to the Kubernetes, old versions are going to deprecate. Deprecate means removing actually. What we can call as removing. And whenever you go for 1.2.1.3.0, 1.2.6 won't work anymore. Okay. Only 3 versions will be working at same time, sir. How many versions? 3 versions. For example, if 4th version came, 3rd version features won't work properly. That's the point. And coming to the versions, here you need to understand a major thing. I'll tell you. For example, the version name is 1.29.0. Here 1 is called as major version. What is 1 we can call as? Major version. And here 2.9 is called as minor version. Which one? Sir, major version won't change, sir. Major version will take some years to change. Almost all, Kubernetes came into the market on 2015 actually. Till then, version 1.0 is running. That means almost all we are having like a decade, right? Almost all, like 1 year less. Like that. So, but minor version is going to release for every 4 weeks. Sorry, every 4 months. How many months? And after that, you will be having patches. Last 0 you are seeing, right? This is what we can call as patch. What we can call as patches will be updated for every 2 weeks. How many weeks? 2 weeks. Remember, major version will take years to update or years to change. Minor version will take months to change, but patch is going to change for only weeks. If you want me to show, currently, like, let's go for release notes here. In Kubernetes, if you want to, you are writing this one? Okay. If you want me to show more about this one, just go for Kubernetes releases. Kubernetes releases. See if you go and see. Sir, release history. What is the latest release here? 1.2.9. Okay. So it came in the December 30th of 2023. Correct or not, sir? And it will stay for 2025 year. Which year? And below this 1.2.8 is working. Yes, 1.2.7 is working. 2.6 also working. But where is 2.5? It is 2.5. So it won't work anymore. Why? Because whenever the version is increasing, we need to update the cluster. Otherwise, it won't work properly, sir. Okay. So now we can see 1.2.9 is going to work till 2025 February 28. Correct or not, sir? They will give some life cycle. Okay. At this point of time only, we are going to use it. Is the point clear for you know? Like that. So you can see here, Kubernetes project maintain release branches for most recent minor release 1.29, 1.28 and 1.27. 1.26, 1.25, like it won't maintain the code anymore. Why? Because that is old now. So they are going to remove it. Kubernetes 1.19 and newer receive approximately 1 year of patch support. How many patch support? 1 year patch support. So you can see the patch release also. If you click on this, in 1.2.9, what is the patches that are updated? If you want to see, you can go here. Are you seeing the patches here? They will tell what is the updates in these patches. Okay. So like this, we can able to understand the release point from the Kubernetes. Okay. And now coming to the cluster update point, sir, how to update the cluster? There will be 3 methods. How many methods? In 3 methods, you can update the cluster. Method number 1 is going to be all at a time. What is your method number 1? So it is going to be method number 1, all at a time. That means, for example, here I have the cluster. Let's take this my cluster. All the master nodes and all the worker nodes, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna update all of them together. If I do like that, now application won't be accessible anymore. We will have lot of downtime. So first method is not preferable. Second method is going to be rolling updates. What we can call as, that means simply we can call as one by one update. Sir, first of all, I'll update the Kubernetes master. In worker nodes, I'll be having pods or not, sir? If master is update, I'll update the worker node 1. In master and in worker node, do you have pods or not, sir? And again, if worker node 1 is update, I'll update worker node 2. At least one node is serving or not, sir? This is the method number 2. Method number 1 is all at a time. Method number 2 is one by one. Which one is preferable? Second method. But there is one more method called new node add. That means adding new node. What do you do know? Currently, how many nodes you are having? You will create one new node. In this new node, you will install the new version and you are going to remove this old node permanently. This node will not be anymore inside the cluster. Okay. Like that, you will create one more node and you will install new version of Kubernetes and you are going to permanently remove the old node. So in these 3 methods, we can be able to update our Kubernetes cluster. It is exactly how we work on real time. Whenever we want to update the cluster, in cluster, how many types of updates we can do? Like in how many methods we can do? 3. First one is all at a time. Second one by one. Third one, new node. Clear or not, sir? So which method is preferable here? Second or third. Anyone we can do, second or third. But first method is a bit danger. Why? Because here you have the downtime. And Kubernetes will support minimal how many versions lower, sir? 3 versions lower. 4th version lower, it won't be support. Correct or not? And when it comes to the version, you have major version, minor version, and patches. Major version will change for years and years. Minor will change for every month. Not only for like 4, 5, 6, it depends. And patches will change for weeks. Okay. Minor for years. Sorry, major for years. Minor for months. Patches for weeks. And one more thing, in Kubernetes cluster, do each and every component need to have the same version of the each and everything, sir? No. API server can be 1.29, etcd can be 1.27, scheduler can be 1.27, and kubelet kubeproxy will be 1.26 also. So no need to maintain all the versions equal for all the components. Is it clear now? And one more tip about the Kubernetes is, sir, in Kubernetes, if you observe, master node will not create pods. In Docker cluster, containers will be creating on master node and worker node. But if you observe in Kubernetes, contain pods will not create on master node. Why? Because by default, master node will be marked as unscheduled. Master node is going to mark it as, that is what we mean cordon. Cordon means to mark the node as unschedulable. Okay. By default, Kubernetes master will not schedule any pod itself. We are make it go unscheduled. Okay. Only worker nodes are going to host the pods. But when it comes to containers, in Docker Swarm, is manager node going to host the pods or not, sir? But in Kubernetes, it is not going to possible. If you want, you can schedule the pods on the master node by running the cordon command. Which command? Cordon. If you want me to show how to schedule or how to place a pod on Kubernetes master. Hit enter. If you go and read the article, there will be a lot of articles, but you can prefer anyone. So if you go and see, are you seeing the taints here? So by default, it is going to be tainted. By default, it is going to be taint. You are going to untaint it. So if you see here, wait, we can. Previously, it is called as taint, sir. But now we can call it as cordon. What we can call as? I'll show you. Wait. So go and see the block. Like you can refer any block for your verification. So please contact your admin once, like Swapnil. And Vijaya, tomorrow class is not there, Vijaya. Are you seeing taint and toleration here? Taint and toleration. So this concept will help you. So if you go and see apply tolerate to a node, are you seeing this one, sir? In the toleration, if you put no schedule, it is not going to schedule any pod. By default, in master, in Kubernetes master, here the effect is going to be no schedule. No schedule means it won't schedule any pod. If you remove no schedule and if you put schedule, pods will be placed. Okay. So I hope this is enough. So in today's session, what is the extra topic we have seen? How to update the clusters of Kubernetes. So write this material on your own way. So this might be definitely helpful for you. Okay. So still anything you want to learn? Huh? Oh, okay, fine. Let me give it now. You need to tell me yesterday, right then? Oh, you messaged on Telegram, huh? Basically, I haven't seen it. Okay, fine. Like once I go from like institute, like home, like I won't use mobile much, basically. I'll take a lot of rest and I'll try to go to gym. Like things will went like that. So here I want to give, right? PV and PVC. Sorry, not config map and secret I need to give. Secrets also I'm giving notes for you. So try to practice, but I'll explain you as per my promise for you. So notes I'm gonna give for you. And one more thing, all of you practice the project still now? Jenkins project, Ansible and Docker. In project, are you having any doubts or any queries? Yes or no? Fine then. If you are having any doubts or any queries, you can ask me, okay? No need to worry about anything. The only thing, the key for me and you is, the key for me is patience. And the key for you is passion. If you have passion to learn, I am patient to teach. Okay. So remember, from the day one, I am telling the same point. The more you interact, I'll teach you the more subject. Okay. So 4:30. I think I have given now, so you can check it for. Thank you, sir. Good day. Bye bye. Thank you. Okay, now online. So still any queries or any doubts from your end? And one more thing is, after you create the load balancer, try to delete this one, okay? Otherwise, it is going to be chargeable for you. Remove both load balancer as well as target groups. Servers also I'm going to remove. Okay then. So I hope like class session is clear for all of you. So, and like one more last time. How's the class for today? Interesting? Okay then. Why it is interesting today? Huh? No, you are interacting more. If you interact more, you will have focus and concentration on here only. Okay. So try to interact from tomorrow onwards. Clear? Okay then. Thank you. Thank you all of you. Let's meet on tomorrow session. Have a great day. Bye all.